Hi Flosstube, had to check it was taping this time. Luckily, I realised before I got too far in that it wasn't last time. Hi, it's Debbie from Australia on a dull and drizzly day in New South Wales. Not that I'm complaining, I do like the winter. I find it easier to get warmer than what I do to actually get cold when it's really hot. For May, I did a variation of Lindy Stitch's Sania where I picked 4 projects to work during the weeks and other projects during the weekends to try and get some of my older starts a bit of movement on them so I get closer to a finish. I am hoping I'm looking at the right camera or the right spot. I started the first 2 days, 1st and 2nd of May, working on a project that I know I got on the internet. I think it was back in 2012. I have not been able to trace it because it was a couple of laptops ago. I have actually done an image search and all I can find now is Dining Painting. It's the lady on the wall there that I actually finished this month and I do love her, and that's the Old Swip Now Gone, which was 2015 I think. Everything else I've got is bar one is 2019, 2020 because I used to be a one by one stitcher until Flosstube. On the 3rd of May, I stitched a day being a Sunday. I get more stitching in on a Sunday on Botany Bay by the Fox and Rabbit Designs. It's the first design I've actually really seen focusing on Australia, and I thought it was really nice when it came out at market. I managed to put a photo, now I know how to do that, showing you where I was up to before, and I'm pretty sure I finished all the house. So I've now got both the flowers, trees with the pale pink flowers. They go up higher, but I've got them all at the same level, ready to work up the pages. I was just finishing, I think I've got some white columns near the little veranda to go in. And it's moving along nicely because it's quite a large project. The next week I concentrated on, I'll have to try and get her out of plastic soon, Mermaids of the Deep Blue. This is to be hung with Mermaid of Atlantis in my bathroom when finished. So I matched the fabric. Sad thing is, it was before I found fancy fabric, so they would match either side of the vanity in the bathroom. I will put a photo in where I was up to. Now this will actually include, I think, 2 days. Did I do 2 days? One day. No, 2 days of stitching in June, but not to worry. So I have had a bit of a kickstart. Sorry about the wrinkles. I got up late. I actually took the day off. I never worked my birthday. My birthday was a Sunday, but I decided I still wanted my birthday day, so I didn't go in today. But they're looking lovely. The skin's 2/2 simply because the first one I did was 2/2. I do it all 1/1 now, but I wanted them to be the same or similar. So hopefully that won't take terribly much longer. Then for the next weekend, I was going to work on a stitch in time. Now I've got a photo of that one here. That's from Hayde by Amy Stewart. I love it. I've started it 3 times. I abandoned it. My daughter gave me a jigsaw of it, and I did it last Christmas, and all it did was reignite the fire, so I went back to it. This is where I'm up to now. And Pattern Keeper, I tell you, best thing since sliced bread. It's like it's just pouring out of the page. This is 1/1 on 32 count, and I love it. Now for the next week, I was to do a crossword from Long Dog Sampler, but as I'd recently done or stitched on that for 24 hours of cross stitch, I decided, I had enough of it. So I thought I'd just keep going, and that's why I managed to get so much movement on this one, simply because I did it for 7 days. I'm going to move down here next because I've done the other next 4 pages, I think. So I'm going to come down here and do a page that I haven't done before. But Pattern Keeper is a big game changer. Okay, the next weekend I worked on the library. Another photo of that because I'm pretty sure my original is in storage and I haven't got my hands on it yet. Here's what it looks like, and it's from Little House Needleworks. It's lovely. I really like that pattern. And I'm trying to get all the outlining done and the boring stuff done before I get into the really interesting stuff inside. So I'll finish these 2 frames like here. I'll come down and do the 2 books. There's a whole heap of brickwork, and then I'll get the reward will be the 4 pictures as they come in. I know I got a lot of the door done. So I was very happy with the movement on that one. That door, nearly as big as a house, took forever. For the next week, I worked on Spring Quakers from Rosewood Manor. Beautiful pattern, I love it. I am using the Valdowny threads. They are, I do find they break a lot from the little ones. This is on Lavender Fields, 40 count from Colour Cascades, and I will put before pictures in, but I got a lot of work done on this one considering how I had to unpull one of those motifs twice. I just kept doing the same thing wrong. I know I had to come up and finish this. I thought I'd finish this fellow and I hadn't. Finished that. I'm pretty sure I got most of this all done here. This little stray was done ages ago as part of, turn it a bit so you can see the pale blues and purples from Magical Stitching. I had to do something that looked like one of Luna's favourite flowers. So I stitched very carefully down there, and I'm hoping to God it's going to match up when I get down there. That's Spring Quakers. The next weekend is from the stitching party is the Daughters of Longbourn. Again, I purchased this when Tracy P was going through her whips and selling the ones that she no longer thought she would get around to stitching. I am not going to do this and this because it's not centered and it does my head in and it doesn't seem to match, and I can't find how it's going to assist with the whole thing. Now on this one, this is a nice big long one. Oh, there we go. Now with this one, I thought I was out down here. So I started one off here because I've actually done all the satin stitches. No, you're not going to see. There's satin stitches all through here. Yes, they are there. In a pale pink. So I started one off here to try and make this work. I need to get all the way over here and find I wasn't off. So I am in the process of unpulling, and then when I unpull, I come and I start here and I come back over. That house is monstrous. Pale and the pale. So all I'm going to do is finish this edging, put the other bird and flower here. Still, poor Mary still hasn't finished her face. She's only half done because I pulled hers out. And Bennett. Where are we? Come back here. So it's only the bird, the other bird, the flower, Bennett across the top. And I think I've got to put EB here. That's if I do those. But I love that. And that will go on my Jane Austen wall when I finally get around to it. The next week I worked on my daughter's Christmas stocking. That is made up of icons or characters that she loved growing up. They don't know about it. I have finished my son's. I have a fair bit done on it, but I won't show just in case they come across these. I at least want the design to be a bit of a surprise. The last 2 days in May, I worked on the Templar Prophecy from Long Dog Samplers. This one's for me. Love the Templar story. This one was all going to be in PR 161. the grey from Silk So You, but I had trouble with the variegated horse. So now I found the three greys that married up into this. The pretty parts and the decorative stuff will be done in the variegated from Silk For You, and various characters throughout the place with tiny touches of the red and black will be done in the three shades that marry up to the silk. So I think it's 317, 141, 317, 318 are the three greys, and hopefully I can work it that they don't actually touch each other. So I did get a fair bit done on that. I will put the before photos in. So they were my whips. I did, believe it or not, actually do a start, because one of the, it's probably sitting somewhere, I'll have to go and find them for another video. I did get, after a long wait, not as long as I expected though, from 123 Stitch, I ordered another piece of swamp like I used for Venetian opulence to do fern on. I'm not going to, I'll insert a photo where I got up to, because I did 2 days or a day or two in June on her, and I've got a whole heap done. I'll save that for next video. So I did actually get one start fern from Nora Corbett, and she's lovely. In amongst that, with lunchtime stitching, I did actually get a finish, surprise, surprise. I was very impressed. I will insert the photo what inspired this. This was a kit. I have got the pattern here somewhere. This was a kit that actually said the dog did it, and I loved it. But my children are twins. They went to college within a week of each other. One to Wollongong, one to Wagga, so coast and middle of New South Wales. And so I didn't talk his ear off. My husband gave me a cat, Darcy, as my child replacement therapy. That's what he always calls it. Shortly after that, I found a sign that said I had to get rid of the kids. The cat was allergic. When my son came, he was tad annoyed by that. He didn't find it as funny as I did. So when I found this one, I couldn't help myself. I had to redo dog into kids, so I could have this sitting there, and I'll insert that little icon that shows there, and I thought was so funny. They did laugh. They're older now, of course, but they did laugh. I found this whip when I was cleaning up somewhere, and I thought, oh my god, I really need to finish this. And it was such a quick stitch, and it's just so cute. And yes, poor dog, but this time the kids did it. I have got some haul. Here it is. No, well, I'm pretty sure there was more, but it's either been put away or started. Very boring. I got a metre of 40 count white linen from Colour Cascades. There's a couple of projects I wanted. Oh, I'm still waiting on my threads to do Anzac. I want to do Anzac in khaki, or as you Americans say, khaki, I think you call it, or pronounce it. Simply because my son-in-law is in the army, and I thought I'd do the camo thread and give that to him, because one of the other projects of them, and they can be sitting evenly on the wall. But it is dinky dye threads, and they just haven't turned up yet. From a Stash Unload site, I got deep denim 28 count Lugana. It's just such a nice dark colour. Thought it'd be handy to have in the stash. There we go, that's it. From Silk Weavers, this is 32 count Wexford linen called Mukatite Stone. Yep. You can see the name because I can't pronounce it. It's very, very lovely. I'm thinking Woodland Skyless from Mirabilia. I think that's where that one's going. This is also waxed with linen. It's called Dazzle. Very green, little bit brighter than it's showing. Maybe some lemony colours in there as well, but very nice. That's it. Yep, that's it. This one, I got this because I like the colour. It's 14 count over and it's called Treasure Trove. I thought I'll find something for it, because the last time I kitted up 31 projects. Last night I put out to a group on Facebook, you know, when you want to start, you've got a good excuse to make a start. You can't decide. And someone said Wheel of Fortune, and someone else said, well, send us photos and we'll help you out. And so my Wheel of Friends sort of come up with different ones. So in the end, I decided I would try all 6. But I did start with 4. The other 2 were Mirabilias, and I've already got 4 on the go, so they'll have to wait. Another one from Stash Unload was this beautiful piece of 32 count. I know the name for it and I can't think of it, but it's lovely with that edge on it. Again, not 100% sure, but I loved it. Actually, now I look at it, I have ordered the needleworker, the one with the needleworker with the needle and the bird. I did it 1/1. I think it might fit on that. Nice narrow little one. We'll see. We'll see. And then I did get some finishing pieces. The only one that I haven't used was something else. This board from Spotlight, which is one of our crafty type places, but nothing like your Joanne's, or can't think of the other name, but yeah, I thought this was really nice, and I thought I could put a piece on there. Haven't decided. We'll work that out at a later date. Anyway, that's it. Very short one. I'm pretty sure it's a very short one this month, simply because I wasn't trying to touch every whip I have in the box. I enjoyed some. I think we used Google Meet to do some stitching for the Victoria Stitches, or the Vic Stitches retreat that had to be cancelled due to the current COVID pandemic. But some of us did get onto the Google Meet. Some of it was, I think we might have had one Zoom, just to sit there and stitch online, as we would have on if we were down there. It was a bit disappointing, but we'll get there next year and meet everyone in person, so it'll be, you know, looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to November for our next Mittagong retreat, and cross our fingers we will get there. So far so good. I do hope everyone is well. I do hope you are staying safe, and hope the world gets kinder in the near future. Thank you everyone. Take care and goodbye.